All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to marketing. This is month 3. We did it. We've done month 1 and month 2, and now here we are. Um, so I've really enjoyed this call, and I wonder what today will bring. I'm so glad that I did it because I didn't realize how much crazy shit comes up with regards to marketing. Um, and today, I want to start with doing the evil mediocrity clearing with regards to marketing. Um, oh man, I think I'm yawning just thinking about it. Not that we've made marketing evil in any way or anything like that. That has not happened. So let me just read you guys a couple of these to get started with. Okay, here we go. So, what judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the jail of the domination of evil, mediocrity, and corruption with regard to marketing are you choosing? And everything that is times a gazillion. Oh my gosh. Will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and box, shorts, boys and beyonds. What judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the domination of evil, mediocrity, and corruption with regard to promotion you are choosing? Oh, everything that is times a godzillion. Oh, you destroyed and created it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod, box, shorts, boys and beyonds. What judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the domination of evil, mediocrity, and corruption of the jail of business you are choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and pock, shorts, boys, and beyond. Holy fuck, that's not nice. That is really not nice. We have to do those a few more times. I can't believe it. Okay. So, what judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the jail of the domination of evil, mediocrity, and corruption with regard to business, promotion, and marketing are you choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy it and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, park, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the jail of the domination of evil, mediocrity? Anthony's off the call. He's like, babe! I'm like, I've been waiting for you for 2 hours, and now I'm busy. What judgments, lies, inventions? I'm on the marketing call. What judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the jail of the domination of evil, mediocrity, and corruption with regard to business, marketing, promotion, and possibility you are choosing? And everything that is times a quadrillion will you destroy it and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, park, shorts, boys, beyonds. I want to try something else here. What judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the jail of the domination of evil, mediocrity, and corruption with regards to business, success, promotion, and marketing are you choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, park, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas and secret agendas are you using to create the jail of the domination of evil, mediocrity, and corruption with regard to being seen are you choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod, park, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay, so mark time! So, something has changed quite a bit in Access. Gary had a staff call maybe a week ago, and it was about how there's quite a few people in Access doing the same job, and a lot of money is being spent, and it's not actually creating more money. And so we're now talking about revenue streams and creating revenue streams with everything that we choose. And Megan Hill was talking the other day, and she was saying that in everything she creates, she includes money. And I looked at it and I realized that I had been functioning from, I include money sometimes, and then I had this point of view that I had to exclude money over here to make up for including money over here, because that must have some level of greed attached to it. So it was like I did like the charity work, and then I did the paid work. So that's the charity work is a huge, huge disempowerment to people. So what judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the jail of the domination of evil, mediocrity, and corruption with regards to charity are you choosing? Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pop, rock, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And how do you include money? Okay, so how you include money is by making the choice that in everything you're going to create, it has to make money. So it's like even when Gary talks about having a relationship, like the questions are, will this person be good in bed? Will they give me money? Will they bring me money? Will they let me do whatever I want? And will I, allow them to do whatever they want? That's all a way of asking, is this person going to gift to me, or is this person going to take from me? So that's a form of revenue stream. He's trying to get you to look at a relationship in terms of it being a revenue stream. So you got to ask, what revenue stream can be created from this with everything? So another way of looking at it is like, if you go to do something, like why are you choosing to do it? Are you choosing to do it because it will create more in your life? Or are you doing it because you've decided it's something you have to do, or it's something you should do, or it's something other people need you to do, like i.e. the charity point of view? So and that is what we would call greed in this reality, is choosing something because it'll bring you a revenue stream. In this reality, just one sec. In this reality, anything beyond survival is greed. And so the revenue stream flies flat in the face of that. Go ahead.
Well, for me, it's like, wait, I've heard in Access that, also if you just don't care, it's not that don't care because don't care is caring, but that if you don't make it significant, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like, don't make it, like Gary, will say, don't make it about the money, make it about the change you can create in the world.
Yeah.
But that's different than excluding the money.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
So everything that you should create should include the money. And so, but what we'll often do is we won't go, oh, okay, I'm going to create this because it's going to create a big change in the world. But we have in somewhere place decided that if it's going to create a big change in the world, it excludes money.
True.
So it's more of that. And, Gary said something so awesome. He said, what's the purpose of your business for you? And he's like, you've got to get what the purpose of your business is for you. So that's one of my big sticky notes on my desk right now. What is the purpose of my business for me? Like, why am I doing this? And Gary said, a lot of people, one of the only things that they really know is that they're doing it for the money. And he's like, why would you have such a small life? You are doing it for the money. And. It's like you can have a whole bunch of things that you're asking for with what you're choosing with business. Money is just one. But we'll go, okay, I'm doing Access now, so How do I create this? Which isn't how do I create money through this choice. And Gary talked about having 6 months of money in your bank account at all times ahead of you. So if it costs you, let's say, $10,000 a month to live, that means that you always have $60,000 in your bank account so that you can always have that, so you have a sense of peace and space, rather than, you put away your 10%, and I put away my business 10%, and now it's like there can still be a not enough. There can still be a scramble for money. But if you choose to have the next 6 months of income sitting in your account, it's like, what kind of space and peace would that create? But that's kind of a beyond to a lot of people, because it's like, okay, I have my 10%, I have my business 10%. Now I have to do like another 10 or 20% plus taxes, plus this. But it's like, what kind of future do you want to have? What do you want to set up for yourself? How do you want to live? And what choice and demand would you have to make today to create the future of space and possibility that you would like to have? So for me right now, I'm looking at, okay, so if I'm really going to have 6 months in the bank, and it's like, once you have it, you just keep creating. And but that's a really, really different demand. And that's the demand that Gary has for himself too, because he was having a place too where he couldn't pay all the bills. He was in arrears. And so it's like, you've got to create for that future of space and peace and ease. So everything that this conversation brings up, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, online, pod, poc, shorts, wingnuts. Because not having that ease with money is the evil, the mediocrity, and the corruption that we all function from. It's like, if you worry about paying for something because you don't know if you can, buy what you need or go where you want to go or have groceries, that is a place where you are not having everything that you can have. So it's like, what's the future that you're not preparing for? And that's a good question. What's the future that's possible that I'm not preparing for? And what's it going to take for me to prepare for that today? So it's all new conversations. It's all like, what can revenue streams really create? And like, it's even opened up places for Anthony and I where we've started talking about investment property, or like, what if we bought a laundromat just to have an income stream? Like, what if we were Mr. and Mrs. Laundromat? It's like, and we laugh and like, that's so boring, and we'd have to deal with staff. But it's like, is that really true? Or is that a place where we're avoiding money? Or like, what else? What could actually be fun? What could actually create? Like, if we both took, made a demand that we come up with $25,000 each, and we took $50,000 and put it into something, like, what kind of future could we create with that? And that's the place that you got to look from, is like, what's actually going to create the possibility in my life that I want to have, that's beyond anything I've ever had before. Yeah. So that's how do you include money? That was the long answer. Ta-da! Yeah. So how much energy are you guys using to exclude money from your creations? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and yes. Then the other thing is how money is created through being a social animal. And, Gary says, if you want to build your business, call 10 people a day and ask them how they're doing. Because what it does is, it creates this place where you start to turn from in your head, what can I create? What can I do? Blah, blah, blah. It turns the molecules to start asking the universe what's going on with it. It changes the way that everything works. And I've done this. And I mean, let me tell you guys this story. This is a crazy story. I'm proud of it though, because it just shows you how insane I am. So, so I was hosting Dane in 2015. Jesus, that feels like it was 6 lifetimes ago, and it was 2 years ago last weekend. Jesus Christ. Okay. So I'm hosting Dane, and he's doing the level 2-3 in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And I'm on the host team, and one of the other girls on the host team intimidated the crap out of me. And she's like, your job, Julia, is to do this, this, and this, and to call every single person on the call list and invite them to class. So I got this list of every single person in Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan. And I think the list had 2,200 names on it or something. And that was just expected. It was like, Julia, one of your jobs is to just call everyone on this list. The list has it was at least 2,000 people. I can't remember the amount. It was just insane. So I was like, okay. And I didn't really have anything going on in my life. It was the summer. I was facilitating access. Nobody really wanted access in the summer in Manitoba. I was kind of going through kind of a transformation in my life. Things were kind of grinding. I didn't have much to do. So I was like, okay, I will. And I hated her. I got mad and on and on, but I still called. So in the end, I called 700 people. I called 700 phone numbers. And in a matter of 3 weeks or 5 weeks, some days I just phoned all day. And I would take a break. I would write little hearts, okay, I'm going to call 10 people. And after each person, I give myself a heart. When I had 10 hearts, I would go have a snack. And then I would come back and I would call. And people would hang up on me. People were so nice to me. Tons of wrong numbers. Just all across the board. People would, the worst. I would rather be hung up on than find some old lady who told me her life story and why she was into spirituality, and it was just horrible. I mean, it was days and weeks of this. And oh God. So I did it, and I called these 700 people. And and I remember now, there was another lady who had to call with me too. I remember. So she made a lot of phone calls too. She probably made 200 or something. She had a life. And so I did it, and it just changed something in my life. I can't even tell you guys to this day what it was, but some of the successes that I've had that you guys have seen in the last year and a half, I know are because what I chose then. I was like, I'm going to do this. And every time I made a phone call, it was like I opened myself up to the world a little bit more. It just changed something. And it was like this place where it actually created communion. So one could quote, making phone calls creates communion. Quote graphic, Teresa. No, I'm just kidding. But really, it did. It changed something in my world. And I wish I had better words to tell you how it did. But it took me from this, and it opened me up to this. And then when I got to that class, I had talked to every single one of the 100 people in that room, among others, another 600 around Western Canada. So it's and when I talk about this stuff, when I talk about making phone calls, or I talk about, having 6 months of income in your bank account ahead of time. And I talk about having a 10% for your business and having a tax savings account and another 10% for your personal life and all this stuff. It's like just notice what it brings up for you. And all of the unwillingness that you have to creating just your reality by doing whatever the fuck it takes, will you destroy and uncreate it all times a godzillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pod and pock, shorts, boys and beyonds. And what's beyond anything you've ever chosen before? And everything that is times a godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pod, pock, shorts, boys and beyond. And it's like, what if you're just not wrong? Like, what if nothing you've ever chosen is wrong? And there's just always another stepping stone into a new reality. It's like, where would you like to be in a year from now? Not physically, but like, what energy would you like to be the energy that you are every single day, that you're not willing to be today? And what would you have to be and choose that you are currently not willing to be and choose? That if you would be and choose it, would create that as your life 1 year from now. And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pod, pock, shorts, boys and beyond. So what judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the domination of the jail of the domination of evil, mediocrity, and corruption with regard to sex and relationship are you choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pod and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. What judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the dominance, evil, mediocrity, and corruption of family you are choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pod, pock, shorts, boys and beyond. You know, I've been looking a lot lately at like how incorrect and limiting the idea of family is. Like, when we look at it as a group of beings choosing to live together and nurture each other, it's so different than saying, this is my family. So everywhere that you have stopped what you are capable of in the name of family, will you destroy and uncreate it all times a godzillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pod, pock, shorts, boys and beyonds. And how much energy are you using to defend the family? That's less than what you could be choosing. And everything that is times a godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pod, pock, shorts, boys and beyond. And this energy of mediocrity is just, it's just like the pinnacle of like so much of what drags us down and stops us from being able to actualize what we want to actualize. So how much mediocrity are you using to avoid the brilliance you could be choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pod, pock, shorts, it's like, as a humanoid, having to do mediocre is what causes like depression. Because for a human, mediocre is perfect. But it's when you're taking, when you're taking a snail and you're asking it to go at its normal pace, it's like, absolutely. And it just goes at its normal pace. But if you take like a rocket and you ask it to walk like a snail, it's like, it's ineffective. Nothing happens. The rocket is completely useless. So how ineffective are you making yourself with the mediocre you are choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pod and pock, shorts, boys and beyonds. And How much money are you avoiding with the mediocrity you are choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and pock, shorts, boys, and beyond. Whew, man, this is a heavy call. These are some heavy energies. Does anybody have any questions? Do we have to just keep clearing through the heavy? Anita?
Well, I got a question, but it's maybe it's what I noticed. It was in marketing, right? That you told us to just write 1 or 2 lines when you post.
Well, not necessarily post on Facebook, but I was talking about, I think I was talking about like descriptions and stuff. Like or like on a graphic, like bring people in, don't vomit the information out at them.
Vomit. That's funny.
Well, if you look at some promo, it is like feeling like being vomited on. It's like, I have to clean myself up now after reading that ad. But I wouldn't say that that's always the truth for a Facebook post, like a written, because sometimes you can pull people in with like what you're saying or your story or engage people. But I'm really was talking about the visual, and you can really nurture people and bring them in with a lot of text if it's really generative. But you just want to ask the question, is this going to be the bioenergetic nurturance into reality? So typically a graphic with a paragraph on it is not very nurturing, but writing on Facebook can be if you have like a beautiful kind of thing to say or a story or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool. You're welcome. Okay. So what judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the jail of the domination of evil, mediocrity, and corruption with regards to marketing and promotion are you choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod, pock, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So what judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the jail of the domination of evil, mediocrity, and corruption with regards to greater possibilities and being you are you choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion. Oh my god. All right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, pock, shorts, boys, and beyond. It's like day 3. I thought we were like gonna soar through today and be like, oh, I put all these whistles on my Facebook page and I'm looking so good, and it's like, no. But really, what can we clear? And if it is heavy, how much lightness can we create by trekking through it? Okay, so what judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the jail of the dominance of evil, mediocrity, and corruption with regards to making money are you choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod, pock, shorts, one, yeah. So I want everybody to get a piece of paper. We're going to do an exercise. Get a pen and a paper. You too, Teresa. Okay. So on the top, I want you to write, what would I like to create? Okay. So what you want to put on that piece of paper, we're going to take a few minutes, and I want you to write down every damn thing you would like to create and like to have. Anything you can think of. Anything and everything. And don't make it wrong. it's a pair of shoes or a house or something normal, don't make it wrong. Write it down and write. And what would you like to create in the world? What kind of business? Who would you like to be surrounded by? Write down everything. Okay? Hey, did you have a chance to say thank you to Anita for the birthday present?
Yeah, she said yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome.
Are they on mute?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why?
Because we're all doing a class right now. We're doing a class.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right. Okay, I will. How are you going? Good? Okay, we'll keep going for a little bit more.
I had to go find some dark chocolate for this. Oh, Tony's chocolonely. That is so good. That was the chocolate that we ate, Teresa, when we were in the Netherlands all summer. What
It's
flavor
for
is that?
sale.
Even if it tasted terrible, I would still want to eat it because the name is cool. It's cool.
It's so good. It's the best.
You can buy it in America, though.
You can?
Yeah, it's available in America. In New York, I believe. So go there.
My sister just moved there, so I'll be going lots. Oh, cool. Keep going. Don't stop until you get at least 10 things.
Oh. I got 9.
Keep going.
I get distracted. We have 27? My goodness. Nice.
Wow. Okay, now everybody add 2 more. Whatever number you just gave, add 2 more. And for those of you watching the replay, please do this too.
$11.
Cool.
I remember years ago I was in some kind of class and we had to write down 100 things that we would like to do before we died. And I still have that list. And this was 13 years ago.
Right.
I found the list recently and I was like, I could check that one off. That one doesn't apply anymore. I could check that one off, check that one off. That one doesn't apply. It was actually really cool to see what I was asking for 13 years ago and what actually came to be.
Cool. Yeah, that's amazing. And I like this exercise because, you know, if we write it down, then we just put it in a drawer. It's gone. You know what I mean? It's not like we obsess over it, or it's been asked for and it will be created.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's something you don't truly desire. So then it becomes irrelevant 13 years later. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So now at the bottom of the page, I want you to write these questions. What am I not willing to be? That if I would be it, would allow this to come to fruition with total ease. What am I not willing to be that if I would be it would allow this to come to fruition with total ease?
So one of my things was like an extra $3,000 a month. And then after I wrote the question, I was like, fuck, that's not enough. I need to ask for like an extra 10.
Right. That's awesome. And that's the thing, guys. It's like, it's not going to work if it's not big enough. The only ways that you're not going to get what's on this list is if it's not big enough for you, or it's not something you truly desire. Anita, you look disappointed.
No, I'm just like, oh my goodness, I have asked a lot of big stuff. So
Great. Awesome.
I'm right there.
Great. So, okay, so I want you to write, what am I not willing to be that if I would be, it would allow this to come to fruition with total ease. And then I'll just say it, and everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9, pod and pock, shorts, boys, and beyond. Hey, I just had an idea for something that could be kind of fun to do as a class. Do something called create meetings, where we got together and we did like exercises and classes and things like this and got really clear on things and did them as like workbooks and fun stuff like that.
That's a really great idea, because I was going to say that doing this, like actually writing out and doing it together as opposed to like doing it by myself, is way more fun.
It is.
Yeah.
It is more fun. And sometimes it's easy to do it for homework, but it's really nice to just be like, do it right now.
Yeah.
Do it right now, because if it's like homework, it's not even not doing it. It's actually the energy that we create together that really, really adds something.
And I fully just don't do it as homework. I actually have something else I have to do, so I'll do that later. And then it's the next class, and I'm like, okay, well now I have the next class homework. I'll do that later.
Totally. That's why book clubs are so successful too. It's because it's like you're pinned to the wall. You have to do this.
Yeah. You have to read this book or at least listen to it.
Thank you. Exactly. Okay, so and then write, what do I truly desire? Thanks, sweetheart. Okay. And then what's the other question that I wanted to have you guys? How outrageous would I have to be in order to create this? How outrageous would I have to be in order to create this? And how much fucked up would I have to give up in order to create this?
What is the actual definition of outrageous? Because when I hear the word outrageous, it reminds me of like, I don't know why, but Gem and the Holograms, like how outrageously dressed they were compared to everybody else. And like,
Well, Gary says, dress normal, be strange. Be strange in your point of view, be strange in what you create, and let the world judge you as normal.
let them judge you. Oh, I'm going to listen to that a couple more times.
Yeah. Dress normal, be strange.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty strange.
Yeah, I don't think you would survive hanging out with me if you weren't.
You're
Or
doing it in the background? Yeah, you are.
Yeah, see? Cool. So, how much fucked up would I have to give up in order to create this?
Create this, not receive.
And would I have to be willing to be a millionaire or a billionaire in order to create this?
To receive or to create?
What would you in order to receive and create this?
Millionaire or billionaire?
Would I have to be willing to be a billionaire or a millionaire in order to receive and create this? And everywhere you're not willing, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Good and bad, all 9 pod and pock shorts, boys and beyond. Okay. And what would I have to, the next question, what would I have to create with my body in order for this to come to fruition? What would I have to create with my body in order for this to come to fruition? Okay, next question. What would I have to be willing to lose that I am currently unwilling to lose? That if I were willing to lose it, would allow me to actualize this with total ease. What am I unwilling to lose? What am I unwilling to lose? that if I was willing to lose it. Would allow this to come to fruition with total ease.
Would allow this to come to fruition with total ease.
Yep. And how something about greed. I don't think it's a question to write down, just the clearing of what energy, space, and consciousness can my body and I be to be the most selfish and greedy person throughout all eternity with total ease. And everything that brings up times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine podpoc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be the most selfish and greedy bitch on planet Earth for all eternity with total ease? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine podpoc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Cool. All right. Step 2. We're going to play a different game. Right at the top of your page, or wherever you are, what have I created that was exactly what I asked for? Okay, so start writing down all the things you've created that are what you've asked for. Maybe you don't need the word exactly in there, but what have I created? That was what I've asked for. How many do you guys have? 5. Okay, cool. All right, come up with 3 more, and then we'll play. Okay, how's it going? It's good?
It's harder to look at that than it is for what I want to create.
Yeah, everybody's energy turned.
Yeah.
Almost like what I would like to have was like, yay, and this and this, and I can have this. And then what have I created was like, why you make me do this?
It's like, did I create that? And like, then I'm trying to look for the place where I asked for it. And then I'm like, well, did I ask for this? Like, now I got to find where I actually asked for this so I can acknowledge that I asked for it, but I have to
Right.
find where I asked for it.
Right. It all has to be signed, sealed, and accounted for in order to exist.
Devinder just keeps saying, you asked for me. Yes. Yes, I did.
Oh! Winner.
Winner, winner.
Chicken dinner.
That's awesome. Cool. So, at the bottom of the page, go right now. What else is possible? And then, right, if I created this, what else am I capable of that I've never considered? Now what else is possible? And if I created this, what else am I capable of that I have never considered? And how can it get better than this? Cool.
Julia, can I ask a question regarding this creation? I'm at the moment in that space where I kind of been doing lots of questions and asking a lot and doing clearings and doing pulls and everything. And at the moment I'm kind of in space where nothing is really happening. It's like I kind of apply for because I left my work. I apply for work and I kind of get response, but then it kind of disappears in like somewhere in some kind of vortex and it's gone. And there's lots of other things. It's and it's like it's not heavy. but
Well, are
it,
you living where you want to live, where you want to
no.
truly job?
no.
So would you allow yourself to create a job if you didn't want to be there? Or would you choose to sabotage or just not create a job?
I probably would. And lots of points of view are coming up as well in the
Right.
last
Like when I
week.
see you in that room in front of that wallpaper, it's like, hmm.
I wouldn't choose that wallpaper, but I don't know why I chose it.
It's not the wallpaper. The
I
wallpaper
know.
can be fabulous. It's the energy of the room and where you're living.
I know.
It's like
And
you don't want to actually be there.
no, and I keep asking, what do I love about being here? And
Well, don't keep asking, what do I love about being here? Just don't be there anymore.
yeah, that's another thing.
You know? It's like when I moved to Vancouver, I had $33,000 in credit card debt. I had about $15,000 in savings that were tied up in investments that I luckily didn't have to take out. And I didn't know how I was going to make my down payment. I thought of maybe I would call this lady from Montreal who I knew through Access, who was really rich, and beg her for money for my down payment. And luckily something showed up, so I didn't have to call and beg for my $1,500. Because I couldn't ask my parents for any more money. My apartment was way above my means. But I just fucking did it anyway.
I think that's one of the things. I realized as well today before call. I need money to do something in where what Access is about. You just choose and then the money comes. I always kind of stop myself and I don't have money and I don't even choose. And
Right.
I just realized at the beginning of the call.
Cool. So just choose.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because in
I'm not advocating for you to spend money you don't have, but you're hurting yourself very badly right now.
But the thing is, when I was in India, that's what I didn't have any other options. I just had to choose, and situations just turned out the way I actually liked. But when I'm home, I'm here. It's like I'm in this bubble, and I get comfortable, and then it's kind of harder for me to get out and create.
Yeah. You get comfortable and sleepy and slow and rest. So you're going to have to pull yourself up and change your life at some point. There's no amount of sitting in your room saying all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory that's going to make your life better. There's no amount of classes you can take with me that are going to make your life better.
I know.
You have to make a different choice. There's no other way around it. And I'm not usually so forward. I usually ask questions to it. But I've
right.
been watching you do this, and I'm running out of allowance for you hurting yourself so bad. You have a strength, and you have an awareness of future, and you can change your life. And the universe will support you once you start making choices that are beyond what you're currently choosing. The universe already supports you now, even when you're not choosing that much. And you are choosing a lot. I mean, you're choosing consciousness. You're choosing a different reality. You know what else is possible. You're moving towards it. You're taking classes. You're using the tools. But the people who get the most out of Access are the people who use Access as a way to go, I have to spring off of this cliff, and I may splat, and I may grow wings, and either way, I'm still probably going to be alive once I get there. You know what I mean? And that's it. All you have is you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So What are you going to do that's beyond anything you've ever done before? And you don't have to. And if you don't choose it, you're not wrong. But it's like you are really, really a rocket trying to get along with a bunch of snails. And it looks really awkward on you. Snails is not a good look for you. And
Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Cool. So take your pieces of paper, guys, and fold them up. Or if they're in a notebook, I haven't put mine in my New York notebook. They're in their notebook, just shut the notebook and don't look at those pages. Don't think about those pages. Know that the quantum entanglements are out creating what you want to create. But when you make bold choices that are light and match the energy of the things you wrote on that paper, the universe will support you and it is able to come to fruition faster. Okay? Cool. So, what judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the jail of the domination of evil, mediocrity, and corruption with regards to life, living, and reality are you choosing? And everything that is times godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And what judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the violence and the prison of the evil, domination, and mediocrity with regards to the total avoidance and abhorrence of the energy of life and living are you choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, me up. Okay, so another thing. Ow, I pulled my groin yesterday, and I'm like limping around like an old lady with a pulled groin. So another thing that you want to include in everything that you create is the energy of life and living. It's like if something doesn't have the energy of life and living in it, don't bother. And when you go to create something, when you go to choose something, go, does this have the energy of life and living in it? Actually, Teresa, could we make that into a quote graphic? What has the energy of life and living for you? So, again, what judgments, lies, inventions, and agendas are you using to create the violence and the prison of the domination of evil, mediocrity, and corruption with regards to the total avoidance and abhorrence of the energy of life and living are you choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, me out. I had a private session this morning, and this person was so slow and so unwitting and so void and incapable of possibilities that I was confused how somebody could make it through life and access being so slow and lifeless. And none of you guys have that. You all are like the total opposite of that. You have this energy of possibility and creativity and life and living and brilliance and brightness to you. It lives in your world all the time. It's who you be. And you're capable of creating things that other people aren't, even people in access. And so are you going to waste it on mediocrity? Or are you going to choose to create it no matter what it looks like and no matter what it takes? And I think one of the most, even me, the last month, I made this demand that I totally give up anywhere where I've been fucked up or love the energy of fucked up. And so it's been needless to say, a very uncomfortable month for me. But it's no matter, we have these spaces where things are odd and awkward and weird, and it seems like the world is coming to an end. But that comes from the desire to make ourselves stupid and slow and like people that we have nothing to do with. And you have to be willing, if you're going to be great in marketing and promotion and business and energy pulls, you have to be willing to be the energy of life and living. And you have to be willing to be as outrageous as you truly are. And you have to be willing to be a leader for a different world. They're all natural leaders who are pretending not to lead in certain areas. Except for in marriage. You guys all lead in marriage. Don't worry about that one. But it's where have you chosen to make yourself less than others rather than making yourself the host of the room, the leader of possibilities? I don't know where this came up, but I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I said, I know what we were talking about. So we were talking about how, I would like to facilitate large groups of people. I would like to facilitate rooms of 500 and create massive energies and movements and waves and possibilities for people and with people. And so I've been asking for this for a long, long time. And but I was asking what's in the way of that. I was in an access class, and there are these, there's women in access classes who are these major alpha mares and cunt bitches, and they would not allow anybody to tell them what to do. And I realized that if I was going to get where I wanted to go and create what I wanted to create, that I would have to be able to out-alpha them. And it's not that I ever would, but if I had a place in my world where I would make myself less to their alphaness, then that's somebody who couldn't show up in my class, or anybody who was that level of alpha. So you have to be the most dominant species, because you are the most dominant species who has been taught to be a snail. So how much energy are you using to avoid the leadership that you could be choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And who do you allow to dominate you? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And we all have sort of different energies that we get small around. But it's it's funny because Anthony and I are both very alpha people, but we each have people that we'll get small around. So we'll go to dinner with certain people, and Anthony will get small and weird. And then we'll go out for dinner with another group of people, and I'll be the one who gets small and weird. And we're both why are you small and weird in front of them? But it's the energies of different people. And I have been actively changing this and working on this in my life, and it has changed a lot. Like the women who, when I first thought of this, was like two years ago probably, those women respect me now. I mean, some people who have been Access for 10 years and are well-known facilitators take my classes. Like, they buy my classes. I'm like, that person wanted to buy my class? Holy fuck, what's going on? The world's upside down. But it's like, but I have made the choice that I am the host. I am, every room that you walk into, you should be the host of it. Like, walk through the grocery store like you own the grocery store. Like you are the host of the grocery store. Practice this. Because that's how you become the energy of money. That's how you make money. That's how you lead. And you have to dress well and enjoy your body and be with your body and carry yourself in a way that is going to make people go, huh, and go into question. You know, grunge, not a good look. And it's like, what do you want to create? If you're really going to do this, if you're really going to create your life beyond this reality in the ways that you are looking for, you don't get to have time off. You don't get to go unconscious. You don't get to be less. You can, and that's okay. And there are times of rest, and there are times of, holy shit, this is uncomfortable. I just want to hide under my covers. But it's like, the more that you stand up and be the leader of your life and be the host of every room that you are in, the more you will get what you are asking for. Because you are something that other people aren't. And if you hide it, you will get nothing. And if you show it, you will get everything. Like, I don't even realize how much doing my makeup changes my mood and changes my life and changes my day. You know what I mean? It's like you become somebody else because your body is happy that you gave it that energy. So it's not like, and it's different for everybody. There's some people that makeup is just not their thing. But you got to look at what it is for you. And you have to feed things the way that they want to be fed. You have to nurture things. And you have to lead. And you have to be okay with the person being the person that's in charge of everything. Because you are the person with the dominant awareness. You cannot be mediocre and create what you want to create. You can't afford to. You'll hurt yourself. And you are hurting yourself when you do mediocre. It hurts. You've all had it. We've all tried to be mediocre, and it is ugly shit. It is depression, just sadness, it is laziness, it is sloppiness. And I'm not talking about it has to be drill camp all the time. It's about showing up as who you are. Showing up as the host, showing up as the leader. And other people will follow. It doesn't matter if they do, but they will if you're truly being you. And you have to be willing to be demanded. And you have to be willing to have no more privacy and no more free time. Like, what's their names? Brendan and Simone, when they became COP facilitators, Gary said to them, you guys realize that your privacy is gone now. And Simone had to pock and pot herself a lot because she's like, I love my privacy. And what is privacy? Is privacy a lie? Is privacy a judgment? What part of privacy is a judgment? It's like, what are you not willing to lose? that you have to be willing to lose to create everything that you desire in life. You know, I've hit points where I've not been willing to lose Anthony. And then I lose everything else in my life. My life turns to pot for a week or two. And then I go, fuck, shit, okay. I guess I have to be willing to lose him again. Okay, so what's it going to take to be willing to lose him? You know, if I wasn't with Anthony, what would I create? What would I choose? What else is possible? You have you, the being in this world. Now, what are you going to choose? What do you know that nobody else can give you or help you create? They can always contribute, but they don't know the energies that you know. Okay? Cool. All right. So, with that, if anybody has no questions, we're done for today. Not where I thought week 3 would go. We went far away from marketing, but it is marketing because you have to build these energies if you're going to be somebody who is a great voice in the world. It is about being the host. You have to be a great host to be a great marketer. Okay? So, everything that all brought up, can we destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pod and pock, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Cool. Anita says thanks. Cool.
Thanks, Julie.
All right. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, guys. Well, this has been really awesome. I'm really glad that I did this. It went places I didn't think it would go, and I hope that it helps. And if you guys do have more questions about marketing, feel free to get a hold of me. I'm always happy to chat for 5 minutes on the phone or answer a message. Just let me know because I have a lot of fun with this stuff and have done it wrong for a lot of years and done it right for a lot of years and have a lot of awareness on both sides. All right. And there is no wrong choice. It's just choice and just keep moving forward. Cool. All right, you guys.
Thank
Love you
you.
lots.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.